Hello everyone, my name is Ruisen. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to speak with you. My topic today is that students should practice handwriting so that they can learn and how to deal with this problem. Okay, with the advancement of technology of development of contemporary media has been promoted, more and more learning relative applications or electronic devices appear in the class. This situation has led students to use a large number of electronic devices or applications related to contemporary media that are convenient for them to study. Students have slowly started to move away from handwritings. But does this really help their learning? As a result, the abandonment of handwriting has a negative impact on students' learning. Faced with such a problem, how should students and school face it? And how to deal with this problem? My way is to face different problems with different solutions. Okay, now we will explain in detail below. Okay, the first one, students not use handwriting have a negative impact on their writing abilities or reading abilities. To be specific, as mentioned in New York Times papers, why students cannot write according to research, students who learn to write without handwriting can badly impact their writing ability and reading abilities. When students use contemporary media to read, they can take notes, so they do not get the point of readings. The solutions for students at this time is to read away from contemporary media or electronic device. When students learning by handwriting, they can use the words they can read well to help them organize their language, which allows them to better understand what they're reading. In terms of reading, students will use the pen to take notes to highlight the key point of the reading so that they can better understand what they are reading. If students only use electronic device to read or study, they lose the practice. So we can see that handwriting is very important for student learning. Okay, we can see the second example. A paper on the V3 website mentions that when students are not training in handwriting, they write on exam with scribbles, grammar mistake, and many different words not spelled. To be specific, today's contemporary media application can help students make corrections. For example, students make smart corrections when they make grammar mistake while writing on Apple device. So students do not care how grammar is used. On the other hand, for some complex word, students only need to spell half the spelling of the word to be able to recognize the word intelligently. When they test by hand, they will not spell this complex word correctly. Face this such a problem, the solution for students is to use a lot of handwriting to memorize the difficult words and to practice organized language and grammar according to what they have learned. Use handwriting is very good way for students to practice these abilities. Only in these ways can students learning better. Okay, we can move on. The second important point is that if students cannot use handwriting well, it will impact their test scores. According to research, 60% of students have low test scores because of their sloppy handwritings. We can see that the number is very harsh. The students are not good at writing has bring great bad effect on their exam, has caused their final scores to be very low. So students should pay more attention to this problem. And in the second studies, we saw that 80% of Chinese test takers to handwriting training. because handwriting already account for 50% of the total scores. That's a hard percentage in the exam. Therefore, students should work hard on handwriting. The final study shows that 20% of Chinese examiners fail to complete the exam because they are not good at writing. What we can see from this study is that if they are not good at handwriting, they write slow. So they waste a long time. As a result, students are unable to complete. We can see that about three sources all point to students' exam. Uh, more student is Chinese student here. Handwriting has become the most important and basic part of their exam. Therefore, it is very necessary to solve this problem. Therefore, I think there should two accept to deal with this problem. One is the school and the other is the students themselves. To be specific, school should create relevant handwriting class for exam to teach students how to handwriting and how to write well. This allows all students to practice. The second point is the students themselves. If you only rely on teacher in the classroom, the student will not be able to improve without practice after class. Therefore, the second requirement is that students should practice consciously. Only teachers and students can work together to overcome this problem. Okay, now let's do a review now. And we talked today about why students are not good at writing and how to deal with this problem. And today, students are not good at writing uh, advantage of because of advance of the modern medias and contemporary medias. Then we say that if students are not good at handwriting, it affects their writing and reading, and also it affects their grammar mistake, grammar problem. It best scores in the final exam. Okay, now how to deal with this problem? The 2 points I gave. The first one is school should offer relevant class for practice, and school and students read by hand and away from contemporary. And the third one, I think students should practice consciously. I think is the same as the second one is students should read by hand and away from the contemporary media. I think only in this way can students lose the problem of not being good at writing. Final, I'm very happy that you can listen to my speech. Thank you.